Broadcasting live from Phoenix, Arizona. My name is Vocab Malone. I'm your host and urban apologist. The name of the show is Street Apologists Live. This is the show where we serve the underserved and look into the overlooked. I'll be joined tonight by a special guest or two. Faithful to God is one of them. He's already ready. And hopefully the other brother will be joining us too. So, tonight's going to be interesting. I'm going to show you the Sicarii Hebrew Israelites drawing weapons on people who are unarmed. And guess what? Last night I talked to Sakari here in Phoenix, the ones who drew the weapons, and they claimed the man was armed. We're going to watch the video footage in detail and find out what the truth is. This will expose the wicked doctrine and practice of the Sicarii One West Hebrew Israelites. You don't want to go anywhere. Here we go. All right, ladies and gentlemen, how y'all doing? Let me make sure that everybody can be heard. Or just 1 minute. Boom. Faithful to God. Welcome to Street Apologists Live. How you doing today, brother?
I am doing fine, sir. How are you doing this good afternoon?
All right. I'm glad you could join. And shout out to Follow Jesus for the super chat. Thank you, everybody, for coming on in. Please grab this link and share it and hit that like button. So, Faithful, last night, myself and some brothers and sisters went out here in Phoenix, Arizona, and we talked to Sakari Phoenix. And here's what's interesting, Faithful. I wanted to discuss with him Isaiah 19. He wanted to discuss me talking about them when they drew a weapon on a bystander. And so I wanted to talk about the Bible, but he wanted to say I was lying about it. And after I reviewed the footage when I got home, I think he was lying. And I'm going to show that now today. Shout out to BK Apologist in the live chat. Everybody subscribe to him as well as KW True. And shout out to Mr. Phil Fox. Subscribe to that brother as well. And shout out to the #1 mod of all time, Nate 2D2. Because none of the other mods are here. At least I don't see them. Faithful, you ready to watch some footage, bro?
Oh, yeah. You already know, man. You already know.
Can you briefly say something about specifically, not all camps, specifically Sicarii, One West Hebrew Israelite camp? Speak about them in violence as far as rhetoric and violence as far as doctrine. Shout out to Rox B. We do have another wonderful mod. Sorry, I didn't know you were there. What's up, John McDermott? Thank you for the super chat. But go ahead, Faithful.
Yes, so Sicarii has a history of violence, as anyone who's seen the documentary by our brother in Christ, Jesus is the Word, the Sicarii Delusion, Part 1. There will be, hopefully in the future, more. Anyone who saw that documentary can see exactly how Sicarii gets down. They are prone to violence. They're prone to erratic behavior. So it shouldn't be surprising to see anything like this. You know?
When you say violence, like, what do you mean? Though people, I could see Sicarii, Faithful slandering us. You know, there's no videos of us, and they'll name something that they never did on camera or something. But when you say that, can you explain a little bit more in detail what you mean while I get this clip ready?
Well, anyone who knows anything about Sicarii knows that some of their members have a colorful past, and while one would say, well, that's their past, it seems to be the case that they have members in their group who have certain affiliations with certain street groups, if you kind of catch my drift. If anyone wants to know what
they brag about gang ties. Alazar specifically, I've heard him, and you can see them even flashing signs in some of their videos.
Right. In fact, there was an infamous video that has since been taken down, but was captured in the relevant documentary of Sicarii cheering on people. It seems like supporters of Sicarii beating up some homeless dude, right? Kicking him. And then apparently Alazar and Hakka were arrested for the incident, I believe, but perhaps for potentially provoking the incident itself, right? You know, you could hear Hakka's voice saying, get him, right? So they have certainly been endorsers of violence, at the very least.
Yeah, and some of the rhetoric as well. We can't forget about Captain Taz, not Tazariar, Captain Taz, who was caught on camera saying that he needs to have 200 million dead bodies of Edomite Americans before there can be any talk of let's be cool with each other. And he said when he finds a white man who's willing to offer himself up as that sacrifice, and he did use the word sacrifice twice, he said, I'll say, thank you very much, you're a good white man, as I cut your throat. That's a quote. Look up the video I have called 200 Million Human Sacrifices. So what we're going to show today, all right, what we're going to show today.
Oh, if I could add one more to that one. There's also Hakah himself, who has on multiple occasions gotten into verbal altercations where he has essentially threatened violence, like fist fighting, that sort of thing, boxing matches. I believe he did it with G Consciousness and several others where they seem to get into back and forth. So it's not outside of the realm of reality to assume that Sakari would somehow engage in that sort of behavior.
Well, you're going to see some very interesting things today because I talked to them. No one has ever seen this video footage. It just came out. It's going to just come out just now. Before I play the video footage from last night, and when you listen to it, there is a jackhammer in the background. There is some construction, so it's a little loud out there. It's just the nature of live footage, okay? So I'm not in the mood to have anyone complain. So Nate, if someone comes on complaining about the sound, well, please just time them out. That's the kind of mood I'm in. Don't be. It's live footage. I can't control the construction workers. Okay, but first I'm gonna play a video that Sakari Phoenix has on their channel. Let me show everybody what I'm talking about real quick here, so people can see. We are not making this stuff up. I'm gonna go to Sakari Phoenix. I'm going to go to their YouTube page, and I'm going to show you this, so you're going to see exactly what I'm talking about here. And it's pretty fascinating. You're going to see a lot of interesting things here. Let me share this real quick. Okay, let me get myself out of the way here. Okay, this is a Sakari Phoenix YouTube page. You guys see that? I want you to look very carefully. What's at the top there? Does anyone notice? Sakari Phoenix, for the logo, they've got looks like the brothers from Tombstone, right? Hey, I love Tombstone. I visited Tombstone, great place, awesome, right? But it's interesting that being out here in Arizona, that's how they fashion themselves after the Tombstone, as in from the shootout at OK Corral. So let's see what kind of videos are on this channel, okay? There's a couple of specific ones I want to show you, all right? Check this one out here. This is one we may even be able to look at today. We'll find out. A Sakari striker rebuke. If you watch this video, it's all about how it's okay to punch people as long as you're not a bishop. I'm not kidding. The video is about you can hit people and punch them as long as you're not a bishop, because not being a striker only applies to people who are going to be bishops. Imagine making a video like that. Check out this one. The Lord is with alcohol, music, and you can see the title if you click on it, guns. The Lord is with alcohol, music, and guns. And I may play a clip of that one too. It's fascinating. Absolutely.
I wonder how they reconcile things like Romans 12, where it talks about not repaying evil, not taking vengeance into your hands.
Yeah, well, they actually talk about some of that on there. Now look at this. Look at the racism of Sakari. Judah learns, Gad, drunk as usual. These men actually have a video where Gad to them is what they just call a Native American. A video basically says a black man learns and a Native American is drunk as usual. Imagine how racist you have to be to think that's an okay title. It literally says that. Now check this one out. Wild West Whitey. Too slow on the draw. And it's got an old... These guys think they're cowboys. Look at this. Sakari Phoenix thinks they're a bunch of Wyatt Earps and Doc Hollidays. Well, tonight, Sakari Phoenix, I'll be a Huckleberry. What?
I just thought about something. The reincarnation doctrine, right? Could it be the case that they think that they're the what was that movie that came out in the 90s that dealt with black cowboys?
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. I forgot the name of it. I think it's Posse.
Posse. Yeah, they think like they're those guys, so-called come back into reincarnation, huh?
Maybe. Oh, we got to watch this one. I haven't seen this one. Knife wielding devil can't move the men of the Lord. Okay. I wonder if it's the same video with the guy we're going to watch or something different. Oh, looks like it's the same. Fascinating. Well, just, I mean, Mike, have you seen these kinds of videos? I mean, it seems like Sakari is especially violent, but honestly, it seems like Sakari Phoenix is especially violent out of a violent camp. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, I don't recall ever having come across Sicarii Phoenix's videos, but that's interesting. You know, that's fascinating stuff.
Well, Faithful, can you explain to people the way GMS approaches the so-called sword doctrine? What does GMS say about the sword doctrine, and what is the sword doctrine within the One West spectrum?
Oh, the idea that you can carry weapons, and that basically because Jesus gave the mandate to the apostles to grab swords, that therefore they are within their bounds to use physical force and violence. Although they'll say to defend themselves, to be fair, right? They say to defend themselves. However,
well, for now, but in the future, it's going to be to take vengeance.
Yes, right. To take vengeance, of course. And it's interesting.
Yeah, so I want to download that one and watch it later. This one, I haven't seen that, but let me show you some of the other ones. Drunken Gadite sister. Let me show you this to get a flavor of this camp. Drunken Gadite sister stuck in idolatry. So this is basically talking about Native Americans, like they're drunks. Look, drunken Gadite sister. What is it? Part 2? I mean, come on now. Like, this is crazy, man. Like, these dudes. Let me see here. There's one more I wanted to show. Well, I can't find it, but
wait, what's that one on the bottom? Can you scroll down again, real quick?
Well,
what was that crazy title?
Right there. Does rape justify abortion?
Oh, interesting. Man, I was about to say.
No. It's not going to be, that. Jake best friend is a Nazi. 5% Edomite meets the prophets. Sisters trying to find out if she's a tear. It's like these guys.
Oh, what's the correct Sabbath? Because
check out this one. Esau the butt pirate. Leave the fire water alone, Gad. I mean, how racist do you got to be, man? Irish Mike kisses the boot. I mean, it's like crazy because it's like you realize Sakari is like the worst One West camp. You know what I mean? And then you realize Sakari Phoenix might be the worst of the worst of the worst of the worst of the worst. It's like a special kind of bad. And I'm going to show it right now. So let's switch over to the video. And first,
then shall the people of the Lord.
First, what you're going to see, everyone, is Sakari street teaching out here in Phoenix, Arizona, okay? I have the sound down. Just give it a second here. Just give it a second. You're going to see it, everybody. And then what you're going to see is a drunken man who later on claims he says he's Irish. A drunken man who says he is Irish come up, and he is going to try to engage them on some Bible verses, right? And, it's kind of hard to do when you're drunk as he is. And they refer to him as homeless man because I talked to him about it. So apparently he's a homeless gentleman. And you're going to see them draw on him. So Sakari out here believes in carrying weapons to camp, right? And you're gonna see that up close and personal because they're actually going to pull out their weapons in this situation. And I'm going to show you this video first. And then after I show you this video, I'm going to show you last night's conversation where they try to claim the man had a knife. But what happened is I went back to the video and watched it. And I'm going to show you through multiple views of this video that it's not the case that the man has a knife. There's no evidence for it, and the evidence seems to be against it. And you're going to see exactly what I mean here as we get into this video. And so it's a fascinating glimpse into the life of Sakari Phoenix. So let's go right about 3 minutes in and listen to the conversation. Here we go. There is going to be a lot of swearing, okay? So I just want to warn everybody. An altercation is about to take place. And in this altercation, Sakari, the Sakari leader, is going to be the one who pushes the drunk homeless man, as they say he is, first. And then they're going to draw on him, claiming he has a knife. And I'm going to break down this. I'm going to do multiple takes. So we're going to watch it once now, and then we're going to hear the explanation he gives. Here we go.
Now what?
No, so where's it at? It's right there.
That ain't
We showed
Romans.
it to you. We showed
That
it
ain't
to you.
Romans.
Now what?
That ain't Romans.
That ain't
That
Romans?
ain't the book of Romans.
Go get your Bible.
Fuck you, book you reading.
Go get your Bible.
Hold on.
Go get your Bible.
What book are you reading?
The book of Romans, chapter.
Typically.
It's the book
Hey,
of
y'all-
Romans,
y'all-
chapter
y'all
9,
calm
verse
down.
13. As it is written, Jacob have I loved, but Esau have I hated.
So in the book of Romans, in the New Testament, you said, let's go back to the New Testament. In the New Testament, it said he loves us and hates you.
Romans 8:1.
It's going to say that he loves Esau in Romans 8:1. What do you want from Romans 8:1?
Romans 8:1.
All right, well, let's see what it says. Since he just drawing out the hat. Why not?
This is Romans chapter 8 and verse 1. Therefore, there is therefore now no condemnation to them which are in Jesus Christ, who walk not after the flesh, but after the Spirit. For the law of the Spirit of life is Christ Jesus, hath made me free from the law of sin and death.
There we go. So we're not going to be condemned because we walk in the Spirit of Christ. You don't.
Love.
You love
Christ
Christ?
is my
Do
Savior.
you love Christ? What did he save you from?
Get on your knees. Get on your knees right now.
See the cameraman trying to get the drunk guy to do the boot kiss? Get on your
Real
knees
quick,
right
real
now.
quick. Before you play this, you know what's the grand irony of ironies? They'll say, well, we don't judge people based on their skin color. We base it on the seed of their father. How do they know in their
They asked
worldview?
him. They asked him earlier if his parents were Irish, and he said both of them were Irish American. But
Okay.
I still know what you're saying. They don't really know their lineage just because they come from Ireland, right?
Right. It's ridiculous, right?
Watch this though. The drunk guy actually pulled a decent verse. If you believe in Christ, there's no condemnation. It's kind of he pulled actually a good verse on him.
On your knees.
All right, you know what?
And
I
tell him
love
thank
my
you.
Lord Christ.
Thank
Do
you.
you love his people?
Now,
Stay
do you
down.
love his people?
Stay down. Don't,
Get
don't
up.
come close.
Do you
Right
love,
here.
do you
Stay
love
down.
his people?
right here.
Give it up. Give it up
Right
to
here.
him. Tell him. Get down. Get back down.
Yeah, get back
Mom.
down, man.
Get
We didn't
back
tell you
down.
to get up yet.
Fuck
I'll
all
get down
y'all.
We didn't tell you
Come
to
on.
get back
Come
up
on.
yet.
Y'all out
Crazy.
here preaching hate.
Who's preaching?
The drunk man has more sense than Sakari. What an irony.
Freezing hate.
Who's preaching? Hey, did we
You
come out here and stop you? Did we come out here to talk to you? Did we come out here to talk to you? No, we came out here to talk to.
Okay, here it goes. Watch carefully, everybody. Tell me if Sakari's peaceful. Who's escalating this situation? And then they brag about this video saying, Wild West Whitey too slow on the draw. Watch this.
Our people. We came out here to spread love to Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. The same people your people been hating for the last half a millennium. The same people your people done enslaved for the last half a millennium. The same people your people done raped, robbed, and murdered for half a goddamn millennium.
Watch this.
Yo, get the fuck out of
Who
my face.
pushed who first? Who pushed who
Right.
first?
Yeah.
Who pushed who
Get back
first?
down.
Yeah, get back down.
Who pushed who first?
Go
what
back
I'm-
a little bit. Go back late.
I already
one
did.
more time.
Yeah, but trust me, we're gonna play this now, but I got it later. We're gonna watch it again in slow motion. So first, we're gonna review some of the video, but I'm gonna show some of you now. But just so everyone knows, including you, faithful, we're gonna revisit the same video several times, and the next time you watch it, it's gonna be in slow motion. So we're gonna go through it this time, but we are gonna go back to it, okay? Because I want everyone who comes in to see it. Here we go.
Your people done raped, robbed, and murdered for half a goddamn millennium. Yo, get the fuck out of my face. Don't get in my face. Don't get in my face.
See that guy in the bottom left? What's he got his hand on? He's already got his hand on his weapon. You can see. You have to watch the bottom left-hand corner. Now watch.
Get in my face.
Motherfucker.
Hey, you try.
So he acts like he's got something in his back, but I'm going to show you later he doesn't. And if you watch his hands, you'll see he never has anything in his hands. And look at the main guy. He's in the process of drawing, and the guy in the red is in the process of drawing, and there's an older man who's going to come out. Now, I'm going to zoom in later, but we're not doing this all now. We're doing it in bits and chunks. He also has a weapon. So 4 weapons are going to be drawn on this man who has nothing.
Die tonight? You trying to die tonight?
Fuck yeah.
What's up?
Come on.
What's up?
Shoot me, motherfucker. Come on. Shoot me.
Notice nothing's in his hands.
Shoot me.
Hey.
And they actually ended the video that way. Like that was cool. Like that's not my edit. That's how their video ends with the. Now, if you guys are saying, "Oh no, I don't know," it looks like. Just wait. I'm gonna show you the same video later, and I'm gonna prove definitively he never had anything. 4 dudes drew on him. Now, let's listen to this conversation about this video last night. Are you ready? So, faithful now. Wait, K-Dub, you're saying someone yelled in the background he's unarmed? Really? So I didn't hear that. So K-Dub, you got them ears, bro. You got them radar ears, apparently. I don't know exactly where it is. Next time we listen to this K-Dub and everybody else, we're going to listen and see if we hear that. I will go back, Kata, but I'm not able to do it now. We're going to go back to it, though. So hold that thought. We're going to find out if someone yells he's unarmed, because that would be even more fascinating. So that's why we do this together. So watch this.
Hey!
Last night's discussion begins now.
Do you remember making a video about us saying that we don't even come out here to teach the Bible, we just pull guns on innocent people? You remember saying that?
I've seen you pull guns on people,
No.
but I never said that's all you do.
But, okay,
What Israelite group just pull guns on people?
None that I'm aware of.
Yeah, nobody does that.
So-
They wouldn't be out here for long. That's all they did.
So you're not saying that that's all we do.
No.
But another part of that was innocent people. You said innocent. I distinctly remember you saying innocent.
Yeah, just like you jump innocent people.
I have not jumped innocent.
Sakari
I have
has jumped innocent people.
I'm talking to you about what you said about us.
Sakari has jumped innocent people.
Have you seen anybody?
You have pulled guns. You have pulled guns on people.
Have you seen anybody in Sicarii outside of this camp here pull a gun on anybody?
Have I? Yeah.
You have? You seen Sicarii members pull guns on people that's not us right here?
Oh, you're saying besides you guys right here?
Besides us right here, yeah.
I've seen other people armed. I've seen other people with weapons. I've seen other acts of violence.
Full guns. I'm not trying to mince words. I'm being very direct, and I'm doing this in a very peaceful way.
I don't think so. But what does it have to do with Isaiah 19?
We can get to that in a second.
Notice how I didn't bring this topic up. That's what's so fascinating about this. I'm going to show this video later. Throughout the week, you guys are going to see these videos drop. This is the first time anyone's seen this. This literally happened less than 24 hours ago. And in this video, ladies and gentlemen, he's the one who brought this up. You'll see the full context later on. I want to discuss Isaiah 19. He wants to talk about, I slandered them. So metaphorically, he shot himself in the foot.
Yeah. Oh, man.
I'll be back up. All right.
That was Oscar Dunlap, ex-GOCC member. He was out there with us. I'm going to show you those videos in a different session.
We can get to that in a second.
Okay.
What I'm trying to do is offer the same courtesy that I extended to Oscar. I had an issue with him, and I addressed it up front. He addressed it very honestly and openly. He said, look, if that's what you got from that, that's not what I meant. And I said, okay, thank you. I'm trying to do that with you. But I feel like you're trying to, like, do something else. And maybe you're not trying to do it, and it just looks that way to me. So I'm giving you the opportunity. I'm talking to you about something specific. You said something about me in particular, or at least us right here in particular, right? You didn't say my name. You might not even know my name.
No saint, time no saint out. I told you guys if you complained about the sound, I was going to be irritated. It's not me choosing to do the interview over here. This is where they were at. So we went where they were at. And by the way, there is a train in the background, smart aleck. Why you got to be sarcastic about it? I didn't choose to do this interview. I go to where they are. It's irritating. It's not my fault there's sound in the background like that. Okay? Time him out. Please, time him out. Next time, do it in front of a train. Like, I don't need that. I'm going out on the street and doing this, and then people just complain about that. I'm not a fan of the audio either, but it's not my fault. You know what I'm saying? And I already said that, so time him out.
Let me not jump ahead. Have you seen anybody in Sakari pull a gun out on anybody except for us right here?
No. On a video, no.
No, you haven't, right? So when you said what you said, you were talking about us.
Yeah, that's
Right.
true.
So I am talking about what you said about us. And I prefaced that by saying, not even you in the community in general, because I have issues with that too. But personally, I'm talking about that, right? And you said innocent people.
Uh-huh.
Do you stand on that?
Yeah.
You stand on that?
Well, if you define innocent, is it haven't sinned, like what you believe? No. If you define innocent,
I'm talking
as
about
in,
undeserved,
as in they didn't,
undeserved of that reaction.
as in there was no reason to do it. Sure. I remember you specifically saying, "Do you want to die tonight? Do you want to die tonight?" Bleepity bleep.
Bleepity bleep?
Yeah.
No, I said.
So it seems like he's denying that he cursed, but I'm going to show you in the video he does. So I don't know why this is so weird, this nitpicking that's not even correct. Just, you'll see.
He's trying to die tonight. Those are verbatim the words that I said. Do you know why I said those words?
Because you were saying you were going to shoot him.
No. But why?
Why were you going to shoot him? I think you went under some kind of pretense that he was pulling a weapon.
Some kind of pretense that
Yeah.
he's pulling a weapon.
Can't see it in the video.
You can't see it in the video.
Can't see it in the video.
You can't see
Can you see it in the video?
No, you can't.
So I would have to take your word that he pulled a weapon on you?
But what you can see him do is, and I'm going to make the motion, I'm not going for a weapon. All right? Witnesses. He jumps back, sweeps his shirt like this. And when he jumps back, he comes out of the view of the camera. But you do see him going for a weapon. You don't see the weapon itself.
They're saying it's a weapon, but I'm going to show later it's not.
What did he pull out?
What he ended up having was a knife. But I couldn't see that because he drew.
He says what he ended up having was a knife. That's what he's claiming. Number one, remember, the brother came on the side of the corner already with his hand on his weapon before that, after the man was pushed. He never even pushed him back. The drunk man never even pushed him back. So someone laid hands on them first. And I'm going to show you he did not have a knife. You're going to see it later on. So remember this discussion. This is very important, what he's saying here. They lied about pulling on this homeless guy.
And normally, people carry knives like in the front, in the pocket. I didn't perceive that to be a knife. And then when he saw our response to that, he went like this, and we holstered.
Yeah, so he did do that. So where did he put the knife? Because when did that knife go away? And by the way, the video doesn't end with them holstering. The video ends with guns still out. Unless I missed something. It may have been possible one of them holstered, but I know at least one guy has his weapon still out even as the video ends. So maybe some of them did, but not all of them did.
I saw a number of people with guns out for an extended period of time.
For an extended period of time?
It looked like cops.
Looked like cops?
Yeah.
Where did cops didn't show up until after?
No. You guys look like cops.
We look like cops.
Yeah.
How do we look like cops?
Holding on somebody who has got a knife, saying, do you want to die tonight? Do you want to die tonight?
Didn't know it was a knife. Thought it was a gun.
Okay. Well, you knew after you saw it, I guess.
And I put it away.
So we have to take your word for that.
And no, you don't have to.
But notice,
you don't have to take my word for me putting it away. You can see it reholster in the video.
I think he does reholster in the video, and the guy next to him does. But the other guy, the older man, does not. So everyone doesn't reholster. So notice everything's only correct true.
Things are on camera, but one brother moves. Well, I don't see him. But one brother moves out of camera after he's got it out. So, but what does that have to do with Isaiah 19?
It doesn't have anything to do with Isaiah 19.
Notice how, again, I wanted to get back to the Bible. I want to talk about the Bible. They want to talk about pulling guns on people. What the heck, man?
With my art with you. That's what I started off with, and I feel like you heard me. Maybe you didn't, but it seems to me like you're being very disingenuous by asking that question because you know it doesn't have anything to do with it.
Wait, what? I'm not being. What I'm saying is, what you're talking about doesn't have anything to do with the scripture you guys were discussing.
What it has to
this
do
does, though.
What it has to do with is my art with you.
Okay.
If you had a personal issue with me, should you not address it with me?
I mean, the issues with Sakari are bigger.
Personal with me.
The issues with you.
Notice how I can't even answer a question with this guy. These guys all night have been trying to control the narrative.
The issues with Sakari in general, including you, are bigger than personal issues.
Timbo, you're saying that, but you're going to have to show me in the video, Timbo. Because I don't think you can see it. If you're right, then you're right. But so you're saying he has one, but it never got pulled out. Well, so that's interesting as well, if that's the case. But that would still not be, it would not be fully true. But we'll see.
And so I don't spend time on personal issues.
But can you answer the question, though? If you have
There's all kinds of... If you mean that Sakari said things about me that are personal, that deal with... I'm answering the question.
My name is not Sakari.
If you don't... Look at
about me.
No, look at your shirt.
No, I know I'm a member of the organization.
Yes.
But I'm talking about...
It's funny he said that. The whole time he was talking to Oscar, he was complaining. The whole time he was talking to Oscar, he was complaining about things I said. Yeah, but Timbo, how do you know what it is? How do you know what it is, Timbo?
Look, you had the Shield Squad.
Yeah.
Somebody else in the Shield Squad could have said something about me and it had nothing to do with you. I wouldn't address you about it. I would address them about it.
The difference is I don't call them chief priests.
Okay, you don't have to call anybody.
And I don't pay tithes to them.
You don't have to call anybody.
So what? It's not an analogy.
Yes, it is.
Sakari's not an analogy to Shield Squad. Here's what I'm saying.
No, you're right. It's not because
you said is Egypt my people, and I showed you that it did. Why don't you want to talk about the Bible, though?
I've been talking about the Bible, and I don't have a problem with that. But before I talked to him about the Bible, I got my problem with him out of the way.
Okay.
Doesn't Christ say to do that?
It's with a fellow believer, sure.
Don't you consider yourself a believer?
Yeah, so we're not fellow believers.
No, we're not fellow believers. So then I should have no dealings with you.
Where does the scripture say that?
Where does the scripture say what? That we shouldn't have dealings with unbelievers?
Yeah.
Is that a serious question, or are you just trying to see?
Yeah, where does the Bible say you can't talk to an unbeliever?
I didn't say. Okay, you misunderstood.
Well, talking to them is having a dealing with them.
Yeah, there you go. Look. I understand to a degree. I don't watch like a lot of your stuff, so I don't know all your stuff or whatever. But I'm somewhat familiar with you, and I know that you're really good at kind of like getting your way into what you want to talk about. And
Which is funny. I'm trying to talk about Isaiah 19, and the whole time he's the one bringing up some other topic. He's accusing me of doing what he's doing and what he's been doing all night.
Actually respect it. I respect it because it's crafty. The first time I saw you do that was when you went and saw Tahar. But at first they were like, we're not talking to him, we're not dealing with him, and then by the end of the video they're talking to you. You remember that?
Yeah, in Harlem, yeah.
Okay. I wasn't sure where it was. I just remember seeing
Morningside Park.
Right. I'm not even saying I'm not willing to talk to you. What I'm saying is I want to address something first. You're not addressing it, and you're just trying to look. I didn't even say we can't get to that. So
Good point, Timbo Slice. And by the way, we never do get to it.
I don't see what the issue is. If you're lying and saying that I pulled guns out on innocent people, I'm asking you now, do you stand on that?
If he pulled a knife on you first, you could be hypothetically justified in pulling a gun on him, if that's all true.
Not hypothetical at all, because
You got
Yeah, a lot of people in the live chat are noticing that two of the gentlemen that are talking to me right now are carrying. Now, Arizona is an open carry state, and I'm not against people being able to do that, but these guys, as you can see by their behavior, it's problematic. And we've already had one camp in Phoenix who has housed a mass murderer who destroyed his whole family and murdered one of his fellow camp members.
Austin Smith, right?
Yep. If you guys don't believe me, look up Austin Smith. Just put in Hebrew Israelite, and it's a fact. Watch this. Well, listen to this discussion, just this guy. And notice I'm just trying to get to Isaiah 19 the whole time, and it's been meandering through everything else.
You're allowed to lie to outsiders, aren't you?
Notice, so I'm saying, how am I supposed to believe you anyway when you say...
Came and surveyed the area, talked to the security guard at the store.
So police always get their investigations right?
So, like, this dude's relying... I'm trying to point out how, like, they align themselves almost like the way crooked cops, you know what I'm saying? That's what I'm talking about here.
Cops now?
Real quick.
Yes?
Look at the surveillance.
What up? What up, bro?
Don't trust Esau until you need to trust Esau.
Uh-huh.
Don't use his books until you got to use his books. That's right. Double-minded man, unstable in all his ways. All right,
This dude is over here and saying, trust the cop investigation. Was there really a cop investigation? I don't know. I literally... Listen, when you're dealing with Sakari, you literally cannot believe a word they say. That's just a fact.
They did the same thing with Michael Brown.
What's that?
They did the same thing with Michael Brown, didn't they?
I don't know all the details of Michael Brown's case. What I know is where I was, and they showed up and watched our camera. They went and got the store's camera. I didn't see the store's camera footage. They went and looked at the store's camera footage. They went and talked to the security guard. They interviewed the guy. They talked to us. They looked at our footage, and they said, you guys have done nothing wrong. You guys... Did we come out here to talk to you?
Okay, so I wanted him to go. Now I'm going to go back to that clip where he's describing it. But now what I'm doing here is clipping back over to the actual incident. Because what I wanted everyone to see is to get a taste of his explanation. And then now I'm going to show what he tries to say, okay? So that's what I'm doing here. And we are now joined by Shabar. Let me turn up your microphone, brother. And you should be... I'm trying to get you out of the green room here. Looks like you're good. What's up, Shabar? How you doing, brother? Oh, we got a shot of your car. If you muted yourself, though, let me know when you're able to come on, okay? And we'll work that out. Right now, we're just gonna show this again, and I've zoomed in so you can look at the action more carefully. So everyone, watch very carefully. This is the same clip, and I will listen for the person in the background. K-Dub, listen, watch this.
We came out here to talk to our people. We came out here to spread love to Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. The same people your people been hating for the last half a millennium.
Spread love. It's Hypocritical. What's interesting is they were the ones who said they wanted to talk to this guy. All right, watch.
Same people, your people done enslaved for the last half a millennium. Same people, your people done.
So I zoomed in a little bit. Timbo says you can see a shiny clip, but we don't know what that is. And that's the thing. He went to the back. He didn't go to there. So either way, the Sakari Phoenix leader is lying because he goes to the back. And you're going to see it closer. Watch everyone. Watch who pushes who first. Now, I'm not saying this guy's not invading his personal space, but he doesn't touch him or anything. All right? Watch.
Yo, get the fuck out of my face. Don't get in my face. Don't get in my face.
And then the other dude pushes him too. So who starts yelling and then who pushes who? I mean, imagine Sakari justifying this behavior out on the street. And yet this is what he wanted to talk about? Again, they're going to curse. I apologize.
We came out here to spread love to blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. The same people your people been hating for the last half a millennium. The same people your people done enslaved for the last half a millennium. The same people your people done raped, robbed, and murdered for half a goddamn millennium.
See that, Faithful?
Right. Yes, sir.
Hey, Shabar, you see that? See that, Shabar?
Yeah, that's crazy, man. I tell you what, man.
Sakari is a scourge within Hebrew Israelism.
I think Shabar's having audio issues.
Yeah, I assigned him a channel, so I don't know why he's not. I don't know why he's not here with us. I see your face, but it's frozen, brother.
Can y'all hear me now?
Yeah,
Oh yeah,
yeah.
now you're good, bro. Now
Are you able to see this video?
Yeah, I can see. I don't know why it's frozen.
All right. You see them laying hands on this guy?
Yeah, you got it. Yeah.
Yep. So let's take a look at this. They lay hands on him first. One of his hands is behind his back. You can't see nothing. Now see, you see there's a shiny clip in his right pocket, but we don't know what that is, right. And he doesn't go for that. That's not what he goes for. What the thing is, we don't know what that is. If it's a knife, no one would know because that's not what he's pulling out. He goes to the back. So that whatever it is, we don't know. And remember, he said he didn't know whether he had a knife or a gun. And he went to the back, not the front. But he never pulled anything out. So watch this.
Fuck out my face.
And then this guy decides to push him too.
Don't get in my face.
Are these men of the Lord? Are these men of the Lord, people?
You just had it, man, where he was reaching the dude.
Yeah. I'm gonna show it again.
Angle.
Yeah. What? You're gonna see him come out. He's the first one who's got his hand on the pump. Watch.
Enslaved for the last half a millennium. The same people your people done raped, robbed, and murdered for half a goddamn millennium. Yo, get the fuck out of my face. Don't get in my face. Don't get in my face. Don't get in my face.
Motherfucker.
Hey,
So it's the back. I think he's just fronting because he sees what's popping off. Watch this.
Die tonight? You trying to die tonight?
Yeah.
What's up?
Come on.
What's up?
Shoot me, motherfucker.
Hey,
Come on. Shoot me.
You don't want that.
Shoot me.
Hey,
Oh, I heard it. Caleb was right. Did you guys hear that? There's a person. It's in my right ear on the stereo on my headphones. Someone in the back says he's unarmed. They're yelling. They go, hey, and it's right before the cut. Someone in the back says he's unarmed. So what's funny is these guys who go to gun ranges and run a Hebrew Israelite gun club, they can't tell the man's unarmed. But a bystander who's not with them, and I believe he's the black gentleman who they were speaking to earlier. It sounds like the same guy's voice, and he's in the position of the camera. He says he's unarmed. Everyone listen to this. We are going to watch it again.
All right.
This is Sakari, a scourge within Hebrew Israelism and a scourge wherever corner they go to. They are going to hurt somebody. So if someone says, be careful when you go out with Sakari, they might hurt you. Yeah, they might. They might kill. I don't know what's going to happen. But you know what? The Lord is going to be in control. We can't let bad doctrine backed up by threats of violence scare us into a position where we're not willing to share the gospel and stand against wickedness. We just can't do it. So you're right, it might happen. And guess what? They might talk about my family. And guess what? The list goes on. It doesn't matter. Watch this.
We came out here to spread love to Black, Hispanics, and Native Americans. The same people your people been hating for the last half a millennium. The same people your people done enslaved for the last half a millennium. The same people your people done raped, robbed, and murdered for half a goddamn millennium. Yo, get the fuck out of my face. Don't get in my face. Don't get in my face. Don't get in my face.
Motherfucker.
Hey, you trying to die tonight? You trying to die tonight?
Yeah.
What's up?
Come on.
What's up?
Shoot me.
See the guy, the older man, he just pulled. So it's 3 dudes, because both the guys on the line plus the dude we saw on the side. And now watch, you're going to see this man. You're going to see this man with 2 hands out and no weapon.
Motherfucker. Come on.
And watch, someone's going to say in the background, you hear the guy yelling AA, he's going to say he's unarmed. We're going to watch it again, okay? But this is the last time I'm going to play this.
Shoot me. Shoot me.
Hey. You're good to
He's
go or continue
unarmed.
doing whatever you.
Now, I'm going to go back to his explanation. Listen to his explanation as he talks about this. Watch.
They asked us, we want to press charges on the guy. We didn't end up pressing charges. So
They want to press charges. They're the one who pushed him first and drew on. Did the cops really? I think this dude's a liar. They asked us, do we want to press charges? Seriously? Seriously? We don't press charges. We saw both of you push him first and draw on him, even though he had no weapon. But would you like to press charges? For what? What would the charge be, leader of Sakari Phoenix? What would the charge be?
And we've seen him again since then, and he was in a more sober state of mind, and he just walked by, went like that, and kept on going. He didn't deal with us anymore. We didn't do anything to him. We didn't go out of our way.
K-Dub, he says, take your hand off your gun? So I just heard he's unarmed. You're saying there's a full sentence there. Man, K-Dub, dude, got the radar ears, bro. You got the ninja hearing. All right, well, K-Dub, you were right the first time. So if you're saying that, I'm going to trust you. We're going to listen to it again. I appreciate your special skill set, apparently, because I've listened to this a bunch and I didn't realize that. So thanks, K-Dub, for stopping by.
Maybe that's true, but how would I know when you say we're allowed to lie to outsiders?
Right.
So how do we know?
He literally said, you're right. Did you guys hear that? How would I know it's true when you say you're allowed to lie to outsiders? You're right.
That's funny.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
Do you hear this, Shabar?
Yeah, that's hilarious.
Yeah, that's
What-
crazy, man.
What do you think of this as you watch this, Shabar? Like, honest opinion, Shabar, as an ex-Sakari member yourself. By the way, the camera's at a strange angle, but at least I can see you now. Go ahead, bro.
Oh yeah, I don't know why it's doing that, dude. It just keep. I don't know. It's framing me.
What do you think of this, though, man?
Yeah, I think it's strong delusion, bro. Like for real. Like this stuff. Like the fact that he just right there admitted that you were right, and is still about to find some way in the same breath to cover this up is just outright crazy, bro. Like I think it's crazy. I'm actually happy that I'm not in that set anymore. You know, I used to be part of the Phoenix set as well.
Really?
Yeah,
It was short term, right? Short term.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I was. Yeah. Right before Passover 2018, when they had allegedly brought strippers over to the Passover as well, I got the camp.
Have you ever seen anything like this happen at a Sakari camp? Like pulling guns on people, bro?
Nah, but I know people was armed. We always was armed, but never to the extent of me seeing somebody getting a gun pulled out.
So you never heard any, and it's okay if you haven't. I only want you to speak the truth, just so everyone knows. I don't want to lead Shabar, and he knows that too. He's a man, he's not gonna. But you never heard any story about any Sakari sect anywhere pulling on anybody, but except for this video.
Nah. Never,
okay.
Never.
So it's like, but what's interesting is I'm going to ask him if they've ever done it again, and he won't answer me. So wait for that part, everybody. So watch this. Here we go.
When you say we're allowed to lie to outsiders.
Right.
So how do we know you're not lying right now?
If that's what you're going to stand on, if that's what you're going to because again, you could always just call Mesa PD. I don't know if they have things on record. I don't know, but I'm not PD. Yeah. You could call
I don't trust Mesa PD either, but okay.
Okay, that's fine.
You may be very right, but notice I said if that's true, then yeah, sure.
What?
You could have done that. What you're saying could be a case of self-defense. I said that. If everything you're saying is true, if what you're saying is true, this is not information any person watching that video would be able to know. But if what you're saying is true, then you could be justified in your action. But I already said that. That is true. That's true.
So when you made your video, and told people, because you have a lot of followers. You got a lot more followers than I do.
I don't have more followers than Alazar Ben Loya.
I don't know how many followers you have. I just know you have more followers than me.
I don't have more followers than him.
And I'm not talking about Alazar Ben Loya.
But that's who you're under.
I'm talking about what you said.
That's your larger organization.
What you said about me. That's what I'm talking about.
Sakari Phoenix.
About us. Right.
Yeah.
At the time, I was the sole officer of Sakari Phoenix, so if you want to keep throwing us on Alazar, you'd have to throw Phoenix on us.
You're under.
It's funny he's trying to take away Alazar as being responsible, because I'm saying, well, Alazar did this, Alazar. He said, no, you got to put that on me because I'm the sole officer at the time of Phoenix. Keep that in mind. This deflection, this is kind of a pointless conversation, but it's important because he's saying, well, I'm in charge of Sakari Phoenix. You can't put that on Alazar. Yet, at the end of this video, Alazar is going to call, or text rather, and guess what? He tells him to shut down the conversation, and this man cuts off from speaking from me. So don't act like you're not under his control.
Alazar's not in Phoenix. So you say what you said about me, right? When you made that video, did you present it in a way where maybe they did, maybe they didn't? No. You just said, this is what they do. They pull guns out on innocent people. I haven't even nitpicked you on the word people because that was one person. Have you ever seen me pull a gun out on anybody else?
I haven't nicked you on the word people. And now we're on the word people. But listen to this conversation. Listen. I mean, this is true snakery, people.
Pulled a gun out on anyone else at camp? Have you ever pulled a gun out on anyone else at camp?
Have you ever seen
Have you ever pulled a gun out at anyone else?
Notice, have you ever seen me? But he won't answer if he's ever done it. Now, obviously, if he's never done it, guess what he would just say? It's like, even though he knows he allowed to lie, I guess he doesn't want to lie. He would just say, no, I haven't.
Right.
But he doesn't.
The camp.
Can you answer the question?
Will you answer if I answer?
Have you ever seen me?
Will you answer if I answer?
I can lie to you, so what difference does it make, right?
So you will.
That's what you said. You said, well, how do we know?
Will you answer?
So, but you're not willing to lie, are you?
No, but according to you,
Hold on.
you believe that's all I can do. So I know where you stand too.
Well, what's up? You like this, Faithful?
This is like, this is like perfect projection from him onto you. Like he's essentially trying to burden shift. You're asking him a question, clarifying question. All he had to do was say yes or no. I mean, why pretend?
Yep. Shabar, do you hear this conversation? You've muted yourself, by the way, bro.
I'm listening. I'm listening to it.
What's this gentleman's name, Shabar? What's this gentleman's name? Ayathon?
Yes.
Ayathon. Okay.
Ayathon.
Officer Ayathon. You don't got to bust no one out. I'm not talking about real names, but do you know any of the other brothers' names here?
Mashah. Mashah is the brother with the Bible right next to him.
With the green, the bald-headed gentleman, or the guy with the gun and the yellow Bible?
The other guy with the gun. That's Mashah.
The shorter guy with the beard?
Yep.
Well, they all have beards, but you know what I'm saying. Okay, so that's Mashah, the shorter gentleman. Okay, because that way I don't keep on referring to him as Sakari Phoenix.
That's crazy projection, though, man. I mean,
I know,
it's
right?
Amazing to see. It's like a common One West camp tactic, right? They just project and they try to spin doctor whatever it is that you're saying towards you. I mean, they're trying to really just shift this on you and try to make it about you. But
and remember, he brought this on himself because all I wanted to discuss was Isaiah 19. What were you gonna say, Shabar? You muted yourself, but it seems like you're trying to say something. No? Okay. All right, let's play this clip. You'll have a chance again. Here we go.
Will you answer, though?
In your mind.
Will you
believe
answer?
That you are okay to lie?
No, thou shalt not lie.
Okay, so I don't think...
It's funny. Notice how he's saying, like, this is what you believe, not that I believe it. Now watch, he's going to say he'll answer, and then he doesn't. So he does lie. Watch.
You think it's okay to lie. I just think you do it anyway. And I've watched you do it.
Will you answer? Will you answer?
Answer first, and then I'll answer that question.
All right.
Answer first, and then I'll answer that question. That makes it sound like he's going to answer if he's ever pulled guns on anyone else at camp. But watch what he does. Because we know they don't put all their videos out. You know how I know? My brother Oscar Dunlap had spoken to them previously, and the conversation went well for Oscar. They never put the video out. And I bet you they're not going to put this video out either. We'll see. I could be wrong. And if I'm wrong, say, okay, people surprise you. But I bet not.
I have not seen any other videos of you pulling guns out on anyone.
So why did you say people?
Have you pulled
It's your turn to answer now.
guns out on any other people at camp?
Why did you say people though?
You said you were going to answer. You literally said that.
No, I said I would answer that question.
You haven't answered it.
As far as will I answer the question after you ask?
Yeah, you said you would.
Double speak. You hear this double speak?
Wow.
You said you would.
You hear this double speak? It's crazy, bro.
Great.
Oh,
King Warrior, they were live? Where? I never saw the video. Unless I see it.
He says Facebook?
He's saying they were live on Facebook. He's saying he saw it yesterday. Who's they? Where? Unless I see it, I'm sorry, brother. You can drop links in the chat. So you're allowed to drop a link in the chat. We'll see.
Wait, is that going live thing like when Tahar says like you know, he's in some dark alley somewhere where no one's around and he does like a camp by himself? You know.
No, these are 10 dudes out in a very public area.
No. I mean, like what they're talking about over here, the gentleman in the live chat.
No.
You know,
I think he's trying to say one of these guys was live. You see what I'm saying? Yes, I think that's what he's trying to say. But anyways, let's keep on watching this.
will I answer? Okay, the question that I said I would answer? No, I'm not giving you an answer.
We're gonna rewind that part, and then Faithful, I gotta do something real quick on the technical end. I'm gonna play this one more time, and then I want you and Shabar, if you guys could kind of chop it up with each other real quick, because I gotta do something on the technical end, so I need to take a few minutes. So let's play this, and I'll let you guys. I'm gonna kind of hand the show over to you for a few minutes, okay? So watch.
Here's the answer to that question.
All right, let me ask you a hypothetical. Do you think Derek Chauvin, the first time he abused anyone,
So why did you say people?
have you pulled
It's your turn to answer now.
guns out
I mean,
on any of the people at camp?
That's fine. Why did you say people though?
You said you were going to answer. You literally said that.
No, I said I would answer that question.
You haven't answered it.
As far as will I answer the question after you ask?
Yeah, you said you would.
Question.
You said you would.
Oh, will I answer? Okay, the question that I said I would answer? No, I'm not giving you an answer. There's the answer to that question.
All right, let me ask you a hypothetical. Do you think Derek Chauvin...
Hear that? All right, just a second, guys. I'm gonna do something real quick here. All right, we're gonna go back to this video, everyone, and we are gonna watch it again. But what I'm gonna do is, Shabar, I'm gonna put you there, okay? And then I'm gonna be.
Yep.
Okay, Shabar. Let's see. Let's put you. Guest 2. Okay. And then I'm gonna eliminate myself out for a second here. Okay, so you two. Can you guys hear each other? Shabar, can you hear Faithful and Faithful? Hear me? Yeah.
Yeah, my screen freaking froze, man.
That's okay.
That's all good, man.
We
As
got
long
your
as
audio.
the audio. Yeah, the audio is what matters, bro.
I'm gonna mute myself for a second. I need you guys to chop it up for a second. I'll be right back.
Yeah, no
Yeah,
doubt,
man. So
no doubt.
while we wait for Vocab to come back, Shabar, so let the audience know a little bit about your experience with Sakari in terms of how these guys get down, the double-mindedness, the way that they like to lie on people. Let everyone know a little bit about that, man. Just speak truth, man.
Yeah, man. Just it's a lot of folly and lies there in that organization that I witnessed when I was in it. Some of the lies, that I came across with some real disingenuous things, just in doctrine-wise. I remember one day we in Chicago, we held the Sabbath. After we were done teaching, the officer took us. He suggested we went to go get taco. Now you had some people that was like, "All right, come on." And then you had some people who obviously was like, "What? It's the Sabbath. What are you doing?" This brother comes and say, "Well, how do you think Deacon and Alazar eat on the Sabbath day?" I'm like, I don't be around him, so I'm not privy to that. So he goes and said, "Well, yeah, we're all high priests now under the order of Melchizedek. So just like the priests would burn fires and do certain things on the Sabbath, we're under that as well. We can do those things." And he's like, "We just did the work." So in my mind, I'm thinking like, wait a second. Why are we keeping the Sabbath in this way? As if at the end of the day, like you're saying, you can go cook and do all these things that you say we shouldn't do on the Sabbath if we're under the order of Melchizedek. It doesn't make any sense. And you hold people to that type of standard and teach that doctrine out on the street, but behind closed doors, you're a hypocrite. Because they don't teach that to the masses. They don't teach the Israelites that they in the community with. They don't teach that. If they told people that's what they thought, they'd get burnt up out in the street, or somebody that will want to debate that topic. So that's just one level of just hypocrisy and just pure blatant lies. And you know what else that chops up? You know, Alizar wouldn't be able to get them tithes no more. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah. Oh, that's
Man.
another thing. The tithes. You know what I'm saying? They tithe.
Yeah, speak
You know,
on that, man.
We told that we're not on. There's no priest. So they believe, for one. I think that's why he also holds and the belief that they under the old covenant, so he can collect those tithes. Man, I really started to believe that. Hey, that's the same. Money is more important than the new. You want to subscribe to the old. But yeah, so by Alizar teaches that he's a Levitical high priest. So teaching that you're a Levitical high priest, by default, the children of Israel, since they now know you're a Levitical high priest, and you're teaching them they're coming back to the truth, you owe the Levites an inheritance. So you owe. So by Alizar being the chief of Sakari, the chief priest, people owe him money every month. So you have to take care of Alizar once you come to Sakari camp. He doesn't work. He don't hold down a job. Period.
Wow, that's crazy.
He probably ain't held down a job in the last 6 months in any duration of time in the last 5 years. So with that being said, the Sakari camp is paying for his living, you know, in all the super chats. And that's hypocrisy. You know, you teaching people you're a high priest. Are you kidding me? Chief high priest of that. That's lies. And then what that do is that put people like Iathon in a position psychologically to have to protect him and lie for him and defend him. You know what I'm saying? And that's where Alizar was taught by people above him. Alizar got into it with IUIC confronted his people, and Alizar showed and confessed that he lied for a brother in Mashiach Shabar in front of IUIC. And he felt, he said he felt embarrassed, and he felt like he shouldn't have did it. He felt like a fool. But that just goes to show you didn't feel like a fool then. And you didn't feel like a fool behind those measures. You know, that was a built up energy and the commutation that you was keeping up. You've been lying. You know what I'm saying? Y'all been coming together and lying and throwing stuff up under the rug. So that was really when he exposed that information. What he really did was exposed everybody when he did that. Because y'all liars, birds of a feather flock together. So,
hey, I want to ask you something about you know, as far as the doctrines are concerned, Shabar. Was there ever a point in time where somebody presented something and it confounded the leadership, like something that went against what they teach, to the point where they either wanted to silence that person, or they told them, look, if you teach that, then, you know, you can't be in this camp, or whatever the case is, like something that they didn't have an answer for and they were trying to shut down, like they or either they want to kick a person out or whatever the case is, right?
Yeah, I mean, I would say I experienced nothing's really on that level, but when I had questions about the book of Acts, in the back chat, I remember things would get super. I remember one time I had a question about Hosea. It said they use a scripture in Hosea called a color scripture or something like that, where it says Ephraim would be a cake unturned or something like that. And I remember I went to Passover one year and I asked everybody, what was that talking about? You had some people agreeing. No one really agreed on the scripture. You had some people that believed and some people that didn't. So that was strike one. You know, for me, I think that was strike one, because I was like, whoa, I thought everybody was in agreement. This is kind of weird. So when I got to the book of Acts finally, I remember I was going through the Sakari Chicago chat. Nobody could answer the questions one day. And I remember it got heated because the officer of Sakari got in the chat, and he was basically being a little immature, like trying to pressure me to answer questions, like, because I was bringing out Acts 9. I brought out, and this one I was still in the camp, but my mind was turning towards other nations, and he was kind of getting irritated because he couldn't really deal with what I was bringing out. All I did was just Acts 15 and Amos 9, and I was trying to figure out why would James quote why in the book of Acts would James go to natural Gentiles if those Gentiles were of the northern kingdom according to Sakari? So instead of him, he couldn't really deal with that. He started to go to the Greek Septuagint and say, well, you know, we don't see the word Edom right there. we see the remnant.
Wait, hold on.
men.
So they go to the Septuagint, but then they cast doubts on the Septuagint and all this other stuff. Like isn't that a little double-minded of them?
Yeah, it is double-minded, but that's what I'm saying. And that's what I'm saying. I'm dealing with 1 + 1 = 2, and you went to division, and then when you went to that equation, you couldn't even solve it. You know, he kind of switched up the formula because the context was never about if the word Edom was there or not. The whole context was about Gentiles, right? Not if Edom is there. So those were like questions that really got me up out the camp. Now I never got put out the camp when I made the decision. I made the free will decision.
You made the decision to leave, right?
All right, brothers. Hey, brothers, I am back. I appreciate it. Sorry, I don't mean to cut you off, but we got to get back into this. But thank you, Shabar. Thank you, Faithful. We got to get back into this. Just had to take care of a couple things on the technical end here. Okay, so we're going to go back into the video where we left off. This is right after he said he was going to answer a question and didn't. Listen to this, everybody. And again, I want to thank you, Shabar and Faithful, into the live chat.
And answered it.
As far as, will I answer the question after you ask?
Yeah, you said you would. You said you would.
Oh, will I answer? Okay, the question that I said I would answer? No, I'm not giving you an answer. There's the answer to that question.
All right, let me ask you a hypothetical. Do you think Derek Chauvin, the first time he abused someone as a police was when you saw him kneel on George Floyd's neck? Do you think that was the first time?
Do I think? I don't think so.
Right. Why do you think it's unlikely that was his first go around?
Why do you think that I would think that? Right.
See,
I think
this
the answer to that.
You talk.
Do you hear this? Why do you think I would think that? Like, we're dealing with like sophists here.
Snake talk. This is slick.
Okay,
but I will answer you.
I will answer straight up. I'll answer it straight up. But I said that because I think you know why I think that. Because it's the devil.
Okay. Because there's a more logical answer.
Because other people said that he has?
No, there's a more logical answer.
Yeah.
If Derek Chauvin knows he's being recorded and is still willing to engage in that kind of behavior, clearly on camera, he believes I'm going to be able to get away with this. This is going to be presented as justified. I'm on camera, everyone sees me, and I'm still going to do this. And look at the camera, and I'm going to do it as long as I want.
Did he know that
when I see you and how you operated, that immediately lets me know this is not the first time. And if it was your first time, it's kind of like when you're 16 and people say, are you a virgin? I'm not going to answer. Everyone knows the answer. Since you say, I'm not going to ansser, we know the answer. We know the answer.
That's fine.
We know the answer.
Say what?
That was a great analogy right
there. You like that?
Yeah.
I'm trying to speak where, relevant to the context,
Hey, and guys, real quick, give me a second. I'm about to walk into this station real quick.
All right, it's all right. It's all right. Just come back when you can. Join us back, and hopefully you'll have a little bit of stronger signal, my man. All right, going through this video. Watch this.
So that's why I said that, because there's evidence of a pattern. There's evidence of a pattern there. There we go. Yes, sir.
Was what Derek Chauvin did against protocol?
Yes, it was. So you want to change the subject even further?
No, because you're using that.
That shows he can.
Is what I did against the law.
Is what you did against the law? Well, you said the cops ruled it's not. If it's a big if. It's a big if.
You said if you said.
And I forgot that they had pushed him first in this discussion. I had forgotten that, so I think that's relevant. Two dudes pushed him prior.
Doesn't have one, then you could be charged with brandishing.
Yes, I would have been charged.
Wrongdoers are not always charged with the law, and you know that as well. The wrongdoers are not always. I've seen camps get away with a lot.
That's what.
So notice anything I say, he tries to change the subject to. So the subject originally was Isaiah 19. He switched it to, you lied about us saying we pull guns on innocent people at camp. It's not multiple people, which he just confirmed that it actually was, and they weren't innocent, which the video shows that they were not armed, which is essentially what I was meaning by that. Now it's, well, when have camps got to go away with something? So I'm going to try to give 3 examples, and he cuts me off here, okay? Just watch the way this goes. It's just such snakery.
I've seen them slap a hoe.
You've seen them slap a hoe?
And that's what they said.
And the reason why I said that is because that's what they said it was.
That's what they said. That's why I said it that way.
I'm not familiar with this.
GMS multiple times has examples where they've done this. And the reason I said it that way is because that's the way they described it.
I would have to.
That's one example.
The only time
I've seen
Can I
ICPK.
respond?
I'm giving multiple examples.
Well,
I've seen ICPK slap the hats off an Ashkenazi. I've seen IUIC.
You see that? There's a video where UPK slaps like the little hat of a Jewish person, and I mentioned that happened, and the guy in the background goes, "Oh, praises!" Watch this. Listen to this. So I'm giving examples of camps getting away with stuff.
The wrongdoers are not away. I've seen camps get away with a lot.
That's what.
I've seen them slap a hoe.
You've seen them slap a
And that's what they said. That's what they said. That's why I said it that way.
I'm not familiar with this.
GMS multiple times has examples where they've done this. And the reason I said it that way is because that's the way they described it.
Specifically GMS Bay Area, by the way.
I would have to.
That's one example.
The only time
I've seen ICPK. I'm giving multiple examples. I've seen ICPK slap the hats off an Ashkenazi. I've seen IUIC.
See that guy? All praises.
There you go. There's a spirit of violence present in Sakari. There's a spirit of violence in Sakari. We know your true heart. And I'll give you another example. Let me see if
Notice
this gets
how he
all...
said that's right. Why is he saying that's right when I'm saying the spirit of violence present within Sakari? We know you. Why is he saying that's right? Faithful, are you hearing this? Listen to his responses, like these little off the cuff. That's right. Like, why is he saying that?
Yeah,
Check this
man.
out. Listen to this.
Right.
That's what they said. That's why I said it that way.
I'm not familiar with this.
GMS multiple times has examples where they've done this. And the reason I said it that way is because that's the way they described it.
I would have to.
That's one example.
The only time
I've seen ICPK. I'm giving multiple examples. I've seen ICPK slap the hats off an Ashkenazi. I've seen IUIC. There you go. There's a spirit of violence present in Sakari. There's a spirit of violence in Sakari. We know your true heart. And I'll give you another example. Let me see if this gets all praises from you. We've also seen IUIC attack a homosexual man as he was approaching the camp, and he didn't touch them at all, and they pinned him down like they were the cops. And that's 3 examples off the top.
Rape, robbed, and murdered.
So I gave multiple examples of where I've seen camps do this and not get charged. Jonte Jones, you're clearly not listening. I almost know for certain you're a Hebrew Israelite, and I am going to say something to, I hope, wake you up. The reason why I know you're a Hebrew Israelite, even though I don't see your name, I don't see your YouTube channel, I don't see anything like that, is because you do not listen. And you never interpret things charitably or within context. I never said I wanted people to go to jail for slapping someone's hat off. But what I am saying is that sometimes I'm giving examples where you have a situation where someone does something and there's no repercussion at all in any way. And they've done this multiple times and also have done violent behaviors in general. I never said all that. But it's funny, though, that also doesn't bother you at all. What if an Ashkenazi did this to a Hebrew Israelite camper? I wonder what you'd be saying then. I would love to hear what you'd have to say, Jonte Jones. These guys, the anti-Semitism and hatred and bigotry, they just can't help it. They just can't help it. All right, we're showing it again. And watch, this time it's getting into detail. Faithful, pay attention close. Shabar, I hope you're able to listen to this. We're getting into great detail on this part. Shout out to Marilyn Murphy. Marilyn Murphy for the super chat. I like the Thundercats logo, by the way. Shout out, shout out, shout out, shout out. All right, here we go. This is where I'm going to slow everything down and everything. Watch this carefully.
All praises from you. We've also seen IUIC attack a homosexual man as he was approaching the camp, and he didn't touch them at all, and they pinned him down like they were the cops. And that's 3 examples off the top.
Rape, robbed, and murdered. Have a goddamn relationship. Yo, get the fuck out of my face. Don't get in my face. Don't get in my face. Don't get in my face.
Motherfucker.
Now, see, I'm slowing it down. I'm going to minimize my picture so you can really see this. Now, I'm slowing it down. Okay? Hey, Jonte Jones, let me see what's your excuse for this behavior. Hey, Jonte, let's see if you defend this. You'll just expose yourself.
Violence present in Sakari. There's a spirit of violence in Sakari. We know your true heart. And I'll give you another example. Let me see if this gets all praises from you. We've also seen IUIC attack a homosexual man as he was approaching the camp, and he didn't touch them at all, and they pinned him down like they were the cops. And that's 3 examples off the top.
Rape, robbed, and murdered. Have a goddamn relationship. Yo, get the fuck out of my face. Don't get in my face. Don't get in my face. Don't get in my face.
Motherfucker.
Nothing there. Pause. Look very carefully. You might see that and think, oh, he has something there, because you see the way it's straight out. you're going to find out that's his hand, because watch the next frame. It's going to fold in immediately. If he had something, where did it go? So watch this. Watch this carefully. Where'd it go? You see, it wasn't there. If he has something in his hand, it would still be straight out like it was at the beginning, but his shirt fell down because there's nothing in his hand. Mike, Faithful, Shabar, you guys see this? You see this?
Absolutely, man.
You see this freeze frame?
Yes, sir.
And they said he pulled a knife on him. But here's what I think this dude was trying to get away with, because the dude's a liar. He said to me, what he ended up having was a knife. My guess is he's trying to use that slippery talk to say he didn't pull the knife, but he had that knife in his front pocket. Now, I don't even know if he really had it. But notice he never pulled anything out on him.
I think I agree with you. Just looking at the sort of answers they've been trying to give you, how they've been attempting to, spin doctors. Yeah, that's like Sakari spin doctor 101, man. You know, like projecting, like super projecting. That's crazy, man.
Yep. All right, now watch this, everybody.
You trying to die tonight? You trying to die tonight?
Yeah.
You hear this? Who would talk this way? You trying to die tonight? You trying to die? And you see him pulling out.
What's up?
Come on.
What's up?
Shoot me, motherfucker! Come on!
Look at this dude. See that dude? Dropped his holster? Whatever. You see that dude? Watch the old man who creeps up. Watch the old man creep up. And by the way, notice you saw both of his hands and they were empty. Watch the older gentleman. Look at it, look down right around his lower torso area. You'll see what I'm talking about. Watch. His waist.
Hey, don't get in my face. Don't get in my face. Don't get in my face.
Motherfucker!
Hey.
Nothing there. Collapses. Nothing there. Wow, we've got a lot of Hebrew Israelites here. Mods, you can be very liberal. I think I'm in the mode where if people come in defending this kind of behavior, you have total reign to time them out. And if they keep on doing it, we can just dump them. Because I see what's happening. It's nice to know Sakari's watching this video.
You trying to die tonight? You trying to die tonight?
Yeah.
What's up?
Come on.
What's up?
Shoot me, motherfucker! Come on!
Look at this dude.
Shoot me, motherfucker!
Yep, seen it.
Hear the background, though? They're telling him they ain't got no gun.
Shoot
Look, see that dude?
me,
Yep.
motherfucker!
Here's the person in the background. This is what Caleb's talking about.
Shoot me! Shoot me!
Hey,
Yep, Caleb was right. He said, take your hand off the gun. He's unarmed. So how is it that some random bystander knows he's unarmed and these four trained men don't know?
Right. By the way, shout out to Mr. Green for the super chat.
Oh, yes, indeed. Thank you. Yeah, for real. Yeah, so, see, Caleb, thank you for the observational skills. And, I mean, you see this, you know. So, if you defend this, you just expose yourself. That's all you do. Imagine a Christian organization going out street preaching, and there was a video like this. It wouldn't just be something Hebrew Israelites would make a big deal out of.
A sound Christian organization, right?
Yeah.
You know,
This would be
sound.
something just that you would have Hebrew Israelites make a big deal out of. You would have this on the news, right? Because we don't act like this.
Shoot me, motherfucker! Come on! Shoot me, motherfucker! Come on! Shoot me, motherfucker! Come on! Shoot me! Shoot me!
hey,
Shoot me! Shoot me!
hey.
Shoot me!
See this?
Why?
Hey!
He's unarmed. See his two hands open?
I'm not reaching for a weapon.
So because of this discussion, I make a little joke here in the video. Let's make a little joke. Here's my little joke.
Hey!
It's funny, there's all these people in here saying, well, cops might have shot the guy. That's the problem with some modern day policing. You're right, they might have. And that's why I'm comparing Sakari to trigger hackabee cops. It's funny. That's not the standard of good behavior for de-escalation. And you would hope the cops wouldn't have yelled and assaulted at him first, right? Come on, man.
I'm not reaching for a weapon, everyone. Please do not shoot me.
I know you're not, because you wouldn't do that on
Stop resisting. Stop resisting.
Stop resisting.
Yeah, that's what you guys love that one.
That's fine. So if I just start screaming from here on out and treat you like Jessica did when you were in Dallas and just start calling you a red dragon and everybody's chanting...
We're in the Friendly Brews Vocab!
Hey, they're not Friendly Brews, and I salute them for it.
They're not Friendly Brews, and I salute them for it. So Sakari just co-signed One Body in Yahushai there. And I wonder if One Body in Yahushai would co-sign this behavior by Sakari. I would love to know what Jeff thinks. I would love to know.
Is he now yelling over me? Is he now unwilling
Brother,
to have a
no.
dialogue?
Now I'm going to skip through this a little bit because I'm going to show these videos that are coming out on the channel eventually. But I want you guys to see something utterly fascinating.
An apology. I'm with that. What I'm saying is, it's not a lie that there's a general expectation for you to pay.
So this is where we're talking about tithes, right? You know what?
No good use. And anytime I know for sure
This
it's
is
wrong.
you, man.
What you said, bro?
I said Shabar can definitely give us some insight into this as a former member of Sakari. We were actually talking about this when you were away.
Yeah, but I don't know where Shabar is. Listen, no, I'm going to play this. I'm going to play this, man. Listen to this discussion on tithing here.
You'll never hear me repeat it. Let me show you why. Just even if you don't believe absolutely wrong,
Okay, I've never been a member, nor am I now seductive, right?
then okay, we'll reevaluate. And sometimes they'll refer to perhaps an ICGJC according to them. And that's not a lie. I never said there was a requirement.
Okay, we have a discussion about tithing at the end of this conversation. This is utterly fascinating.
But there's a general
Listen to this.
expectation for you to pay tithes to Alazar because he is a Levitical high priest.
Now, I mistakenly said the word high priest. He's going to say, no, we don't. But he didn't tell me what the mistake was because he's trying to deny it all. But it's because I said high. Now, I correct myself and say chief priest because I knew that. I just don't know why I said it. And so he's going to try to say, no, we don't, based upon the slippage of the tongue. These dudes are so crafty, man. Listen to this.
Under your theological system.
Nope, we never called him that.
Okay, is he a Levite?
Yeah,
Is he a priest?
yeah.
Is he the chief priest? So the word high is what the problem was. Chief priests.
How many high priests are there?
Chief priests.
How many high priests are there? It's
Well,
not a single thing.
there was one or two, perhaps at ICGJC, according to them, the original school. But I agree with you, only Christ, but the...
in ICGJC, and neither are you.
Well, you said how many are there? I'm telling you, other people have claimed that title.
No, I'm asking you.
So I said high instead of chief, but I know his title because I said it earlier.
Correct.
As a chief
And I
priest.
didn't correct you earlier.
As a chief priest. No, I said chief priest, though. I see what you're saying.
Earlier,
Right,
you said chief, I
which
didn't
is what I'm
correct you
saying. I know, but I said it wrong there, which is an example. I'll say if I'm wrong.
Okay.
Chief priest, as a chief priest, yes or no?
Yeah, he's the chief priest of this
Okay.
organization.
Okay, that's what I've been saying, and that's not a lie. I never said there was a requirement to pay to watch a video.
And also, I don't want you to perceive it as nitpicking, but I'm gonna...
Listen to this. So we've left the discussion about the pulling on weapons, but I think we've sufficiently sown that Sakari is out of order. But watch this into the discussion. This is fascinating.
I have to, because if I don't, then you're gonna be like, he agreed to this because he didn't, whatever. The pot that we pay into...
The pot that we pay into. So he's talking about the Sakari tithe. Faithful, you have to listen to this. You will not believe this. Listen to this.
Alazar pays into too. We're not just giving it to him.
The pot that we pay into, Alazar pays into. We're not just giving it to him. That's what he just said. Okay. Now, but listen to my line. Listen to my line of questioning. Faithful, listen to what I question at. I want to play it out first. You're gonna love this.
I don't want you to perceive it as nitpicking, but I'm gonna have to, because if I don't, then you're gonna be like, he agreed to this because he didn't, whatever. The pot that we pay into, Alazar pays into too. We're not just giving it to him.
So he pays to his own Cash App?
Yes.
What?
Isn't this epic, man?
Yo,
And that's a defense.
that is crazy. Man.
Hey, Vocab, you got it all wrong. Alazar pays his own Cash App, too.
He's sending ties to himself.
Yeah, bro. This dude ties to himself. Congratulations. Now, listen to this, though. Listen to this. It's going to get even better. I'm going to play it again.
Okay.
Organization.
Okay. That's what I've been saying, and that's not a lie. I never said there was a requirement to pay to watch a video.
And also, I don't want you to perceive it as nitpicking, but I'm going to have to, because if I don't, then you're going to be like, he agreed to this because he didn't, whatever. The pot that we pay into, Alazar pays into too. We're not just giving it to him.
So he pays to his own Cash App?
Yes, he deposits money into his own Cash App for the purposes of things that have to do with the kid.
Gentlemen, can you help me understand how it's paying to the pot when he pays it to his own Cash App?
Listen, if he has his own money, all of his money is not in Cash App.
So who has access to the Cash App?
I don't know who all has access to it.
Do you see that? Now, my understanding of Cash App is it's one account per phone. So
Right.
my point is, okay, even though all his banking's not through there, if he's paying through his own Cash App, but yet he's the only one who has access to it, what are you talking about? Isn't is this not unbelievable?
Bizarre.
Did you think you were ever going to hear this?
Well, it's Sakari after all, isn't it? They say a lot of bizarre things. Often.
This is wild. This is so wild. Everyone should listen to this. This is classic right here.
The pot that we pay into, Alazar pays into too. We're not just giving it to him.
So he pays to his own Cash App?
Yes, he deposits money into his own Cash App for the purposes of things that have to do with the kid.
Gentlemen, can you help me understand how it's paying to the pot when he pays it to his own Cash App?
Listen, if he has his own money, all of his money is not in Cash App.
So who has access to the Cash App?
I don't know who all has access to it. I don't have access to it, but I know what the proceedings are.
Do you think it's on more than one phone?
I don't know. That doesn't matter.
So do you understand how it's not
Sorry.
very please let me finish.
Yes, he deposits money into his own Cash App for the purposes of things that have to do with the kid.
Gentlemen, can you help me understand how it's paying to the pot when he pays it to his own Cash App?
Listen, if he has his own money, all of his money is not in Cash App.
So who has access to the Cash App?
I don't know who all has access to it. I don't have access to it, but I know what the proceedings are.
Do you think
Yes.
Do you think it's on more than one phone?
Go ahead, brother.
So, something that I thought about, and again, I'm going to be on record. Let me preface this in case a Sakari member watches this in the future and claims that I am accusing them of this, or that I'm trying to create some sort of parallelism, some faulty correlation. I was thinking, back when you and I both interviewed San Miguel, the former ICGJC member, interesting point. Tazadakia obviously got the lion's share of all this, the money, the ties, whatever the case is that were coming into the school. Obviously, everyone who's looked at the news over the past few years, that's followed Tazadakia prior to him dying, knows that he was on trial, right? He was convicted of tax evasion or whatever the case is, and he was taking money from the school. Now watch this. Watch where I'm going with this. Tazadakia would give little bits and pieces back to the school. So San Miguel recalled that they would buy like the cheapest soda, like they would get like $100 for like everything for like a feast day, and so they'd have to buy like the cheapest soda and like the cheapest food available just to be able to make ends meet with the little bit of money they were given, like $100.
Right.
Imagine that, right? With all the money that people were paying for the so-called feast day, but they're only given $100 stipend to be able to pay for everything. Now, it could be the case that, and I'm not saying he's doing this, it could theoretically be the case he gives them a little something, but in comparison to how much he takes in, I wonder if there is a disparity there. Again, I'm just putting it out there. Could there be a disparity? I mean, these kind of things make me wonder. And given the track record of all the One West camps going back to the original school and the issues with money, it just kind of makes me wonder. I'm just pondering, thinking out loud. Not accusing anyone of anything, but something.
I don't know. This is shocking stuff, but we haven't even got to the most shocking part of all. Here it comes pretty soon. I forget the exact time in it, but we're close on it.
We're not just giving it to him.
So he pays to his own Cash App?
Yes, he deposits money into his own Cash App for the purposes of things that have to do with the kid.
Gentlemen, can you help me understand how it's paying to the pot when he pays it to his own Cash App?
Listen, if he has his own money, all of his money is not in Cash App.
So who has access to the Cash App?
I don't know who all has access to it. I don't have access to it, but I know what the proceedings are.
Do you think it's on more than one phone?
I don't know. That doesn't matter.
So do you understand how it's not very? Please let me finish. I really haven't said very much.
Things that I don't have the answer.
Okay.
I can't do that. Do you have Cash App?
I have Cash App.
I have Cash App.
Okay.
Is that your only means of banking?
No.
No.
Does anyone else have access? Does anyone else?
Put it into your
right.
Cash App.
But if he's the only one who has access to the Cash App, it's irrelevant.
I don't know that that's the case.
Okay.
So I can't
Okay. Okay. Then would you be willing to find out?
So it doesn't matter.
No. Here's why it doesn't matter. Here's why.
Tell me what matters to me.
I'll explain.
It doesn't matter to
I'm
me.
not saying what it matters. Maybe it doesn't matter to you. You're in the organization.
Right.
But here's why it matters to an objective outsider. If
I'm listening.
So notice this. I want everyone to pay. This is the part. Okay, here's what goes down. Okay, the reason why I stop, if you notice, I'm like pausing. It's not because I'm just stuttering or whatever. It's because I'm like, they do this a lot where in the middle of it they'll like talk to each other, and ignore what you're saying. Right now, everyone watch very carefully. The gentleman who's he's got the shaved head, he's gonna pull out the cell phone. And then he's going to show Officer Ayathan, I think is how you pronounce his name. And right after he sees it, what's going to happen is they're going to have to stop talking to me. This is bizarre. And it's weird because earlier he was trying to act like, he was in charge of the Phoenix camp. But watch this. Watch the man next to him with the shaved head very carefully, and then watch the reaction, okay? Please pay attention to this.
I said chief priest, though. I see what you're saying.
Earlier,
right?
Said chief,
which is what I'm saying. I know, but I said it wrong there. Which is an example. I'll say if I'm wrong.
Okay.
Chief priest, as a chief priest, yes or no?
Yeah, he's the chief priest of this organization.
Okay, that's what I've been saying, and that's not a lie. I never said there was a requirement to pay to watch a video.
And also,
because earlier they accused me of saying that I said there was a $100 video you had to watch and pay $100. I never said such a thing. So what I was telling them was what I had said.
I don't want you to perceive it as nitpicking, but I'm going to have to, because if I don't, then you're going to be like, he agreed to this because he didn't, whatever. The pot that we pay into, Alizar pays into too. We're not just giving it to him.
So he pays to his own Cash App?
Yes, he deposits money into his own Cash App for the purposes of things that have to do with the kid.
Gentlemen, can you help me understand how it's paying to the pot when he pays it to his own Cash App?
Listen, if he has his own money, all of his money is not in Cash App.
So who has access to the Cash App?
I don't know who all has access to it. I don't have access to it, but I know what the proceedings are.
Do you think it's on more than one phone?
I don't know. That doesn't matter.
So do you understand how it's not very? Please let me finish. I really haven't said very much.
Things that I don't have the answer.
Okay.
I can't do that. Do you have Cash App?
I have Cash App.
I have Cash App.
Okay.
Is that your only means of banking?
No.
No.
Does anyone else have access? Does anyone else?
Put it into your
right.
Cash App.
But if he's the only one who has access to the Cash App, it's irrelevant.
I don't know that that's the case.
Okay.
So I can't
Okay. Then would you be willing to find out?
So it doesn't matter.
No. Here's why it doesn't matter. Here's why.
Tell me what matters to me.
I'll explain.
It doesn't matter to
I'm
me.
not saying what it matters. Maybe it doesn't matter to you. You're in the organization.
Right.
But here's why it.
Notice. You see the gentleman with a shaved head?
On the phone?
Yeah, you see how he's reading a text message? And note his body, he's shifting. He's shifting.
It seems like he was texting back and forth in between that, because I was paying attention to him the whole time.
That's why we round it that far. Is for that very reason. Right. So I want everyone to watch.
The whole time he was on his phone, he was like typing away, and then he like.
Now he's going to show him something. Yeah, he exactly does that. It's funny you pointed out. Josh White pointed that out too. So I'm going to stop because I see them doing it. I'm like, okay, I'm trying to talk to you and you're just doing this. So I just stopped talking. Now watch this carefully. Watch.
Matters to an objective outsider.
He hands him the phone. See that? He's looking at the phone. Watch.
If
Bible
And then
in
he
front
hides
of
it with the
Yeah.
Bible, right?
And he's reading it. Now watch what happens. I stop because I'm like, well, we're not even having a conversation now. Watch this.
I'm listening. If
I'm always fascinated when you guys do this, where if we did the same thing, you call us out for being rude, jerks, racist.
Hear that? Oh. Oh. I'll tell you why he said no. Oh. Now I guessed that this was going to happen. But watch his reaction. He says, oh. The reason is he just found out there's a standing order where no Sakari camps are allowed to talk to me anymore. Watch, he goes, oh, the officer does. Watch carefully. Wait, what was that? Oops, wrong thing.
Call us out for being rude, jerks, racist, and all kinds
Hear that? Oh.
of other things.
I didn't know that. Do you guys hear what he's saying? You guys hear what he's saying? Oh, I didn't know that. Watch.
if
I'm always fascinated when you guys do this,
Stop,
where
stop,
if we
stop.
did the
Pause,
same.
Pause.
He's about to say, oh, I didn't know that. Go ahead, Faithful.
Here's the interesting thing. You would think that if there's a standing order and you were out there and you were talking to these gentlemen, why was it that all of them or none of them or whatever the case is stopped you right before to say, oh, Vocab, we can't speak to you. We have a standing order.
I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why. Sakari is not as organized as it appears. Because the funny thing is, I knew about this order. I had heard about it. But I didn't want to bring it up. Because for a second, there was a stupid side of me that wanted to be an idiot and say, oh, I'm surprised you're allowed to talk to me. And then, which would be a stupid smart aleck comment part of my point, and I praise God I did not do that. There's a part of me that almost said that in the beginning of the discussion, and I thank God I didn't, because I also realized, first of all, why would I? Second of all, maybe he's not, I'm not really finishing my sentences, but you guys understand what I'm saying. And then also, well, then that would stop him if he's like, well, what do you mean? But he finds out
Undercut
here.
the opportunity to have a conversation.
Yeah,
right?
but he finds out here they didn't know. They are not as organized as people think they are. This whole camp didn't even know, and yet I was aware. Not through some secret means. But watch this.
You call us out for being rude, jerks, racist, and all kinds of other things.
okay,
Now, I anticipate it. Watch what I say, listen to what I say, and listen to what he says. This is very important.
well, I guess that's that. Well,
You're no longer allowed to talk to me, are you?
well, apparently I wasn't allowed to talk to you at all, and I just didn't realize that. So I will say the part about Star Wars was fun, but other than that,
We didn't really get to talk about Star Wars.
Not really.
All right, are you allowed to talk to me about Star Wars?
Perhaps on my downtime.
Could you text him back, see if you're allowed to talk to him about
This
Star
is
Wars?
on my downtime. So you live here, right? Maybe we'll cross paths. I don't know. Comic-Con out here?
I don't go to Comic-Con anymore.
I've never.
It's called Fan Fests, but I stopped going to that a while ago.
I've never been myself.
Yeah, Phoenix Fan Fest.
At the end of the line, at the end of the day, it doesn't matter anyway, because what we're out here to do is not engage with, it's not personal, not just you, but we're not out here to just necessarily debate anybody that feels like debating, right? It happens, I get that, but the purpose is to steer people away from sin. That's what we try to do, right?
Our purpose is to steer people away from sin. Listen to my response.
But you tell them they can lie. You tell them they can steal.
You can disagree with us.
You tell them that they're going to be able to murder in the future. So how are you steering anybody away from sin?
You never heard me say murder, but
you may not call it murder. You call it righteous killing. But you teach you're going to be able to do all that. So how are you steering people away from sin? It seems like you're steering them right into sin.
So at the end of the day, your purpose for being here is not to win our souls. And you've already demonstrated that.
Oh, yes, it is.
So, I don't know you. I don't know you. I'm not talking about you.
How would you know my purpose?
Let's dead this. We don't need...
Let's dead this. The guy's reminding me, hey, bro, you're under orders. See, because he's still texting Alazar. You see this? Look at the gentleman with the shaved head.
Future. So how are you steering anybody away from sin?
You never heard me say murder, but
you may not call it murder. You call it righteous killing. But you teach you're going to be able to do all that. So how are you steering people away from sin? It seems like you're steering them right into sin.
So at the end of the day, your purpose for being here is not to win.
You know what I find interesting about this? this whole exchange, is that isn't it ironic that this took place right when you were going into the whole tithing to Al-Azhar thing, right? It seemed like the gentleman was typing on his phone during that time, perhaps trying to get an answer, perhaps trying to figure something out to be able to rebut you. And it seemed that Al-Azhar reminded him, oh, you guys shouldn't be talking to Vocab anyways. Right? Is it just me? Or
No. I don't think so. No. I think the second Al-Azhar found out, he said, you're not supposed to be talking to him. Because notice, you missed what he said. He said, apparently I wasn't allowed to ever talk to you. It's when it's when Al-Azhar found
the gentleman
out.
and the bald-headed gentleman. No, I'm talking about the bald-headed gentleman on the phone. You see how he's looking at his phone right now?
Yeah.
Could it be the case that when he was typing away while you were speaking to the other guy, the guy in the what is that, the burgundy shirt or whatever the case is, when you were talking to him, couldn't it be the case that the guy in the green shirt, the bald-headed guy, when he was typing away, because it's ironic that it took place right when you guys were going into that topic, right? That it seemed like he got on his phone and he started.
I don't know. There's just no way to know, really. You know what I'm saying? But I know what you're saying, bro. Let's play the end of this, and then we'll get some final words. It looks like Shabar's not able to rejoin us. Too bad.
Our souls, and you've already demonstrated that.
Oh, yes, it is.
So, no, I don't know you. I don't know you. Yeah. I'm not talking about you.
How would you know my purpose?
Yo, get this. We don't need to.
So you're not allowed to talk to me.
Did you ask him if you could be a member of his church?
I did. On 19th
what did he say?
19th Avenue in Dunlap.
What did he say?
I told him, where's your church at? I want to attend.
He said no. So with that,
yeah, because you're an unbeliever.
Call out to your house.
We talk about being a member.
By Shem Mashiach Yahushua, it's all praises in the Most High God, and the name of His only begotten Son of the Lord, ignorantly calls Jesus Christ, and Kwam Yasharon.
You couldn't hear, but he said he was calling the whole time. He said something like he was calling something. So he also said that. So it's just they didn't know.
Yeah, you look silly with them, man.
So now they're dissing Irvin. You look silly with them. Earlier they were calling him brother.
I thought he was your brother.
He is.
So why you insulting him?
I don't gotta talk to you.
Why are you insulting him?
We can't talk to you anymore. We can't talk to you. This is the guy who likes to push people, remember?
But if you insult my brother, why wouldn't I say something? Watch out, this guy likes to try to get with people.
I know people who went to high school with some of these guys. I'm not going to say anything other than that right now. But, you know, there's some of these guys that, yep. Anyways, that's all I'm going to say.
He just went home. Video later, we were speaking with them for an extended period of time. Then they got a text message that said they cannot speak with us anymore.
And they hid it. And they had to hide it behind the Bible for some reason. Yeah. I don't get that.
Hide everything behind the Bible.
You don't have to do that.
What's your perception of what just happened, Josh?
Well, what I was going to say, and I never got a chance to say, is what I heard was him dodging questions like Spider-Man to avoid Isaiah 19. That's what I heard.
Yeah, he never got back to it.
That's what I heard. I heard just an unwillingness to actually deal with the text. I mean, if you were sitting there for as long as I was, like, that is everything that you heard. And that aggravates me. Deeply.
What about you, brother?
I think he's a nice guy. I think he's a nice guy. I think he's pretty cool.
But brother Irving.
All right, faithful. That's all for now. I have more stuff that we're going to do for our next Sakari Sunday review. But that's enough for there. What do you think? This is kind of a monumental video. You know what I mean? I mean, I don't mean in the sense like, oh, we're so epic. I mean in the sense of, oh, by the way, watch this guy when they leave. Watch what he says. Okay. They like to do the throwaway line. But I'm going to finish my thought real quick. I'm sorry. It's a monumental video in the sense of the topics discussed and the way it got cut off right in the middle at the text message. I don't think nothing like that has happened in real time. Absolutely fascinating. So watch this.
And that aggravates me. Deeply.
What about you, brother?
I think he's a nice guy. I think he's pretty cool.
But brother Irving, could you
get flipped off too? That was.
Yeah. I don't know if we caught that on camera, but I did get flipped off by the gentleman who's the only guy whose face you can see right there. He flipped me off.
Yeah.
This guy, the skinny guy, the lanky guy.
Yeah. He flipped me off. Yeah.
Can you go back a little bit, just a little bit, just so we can catch it?
No, I don't know where it is. I don't know if that's on camera.
Oh,
it's not. It's not right here. It's earlier in the conversation. I gotta watch the footage to see if it's there.
Yeah, that's crazy. I would have liked to. I would have liked to hear them deal with what you were bringing up.
Right.
You know, black skin, dirty.
Hear that? You know, black skin, dirty. These guys.
Oh yeah. Dirty black skin.
See you guys again.
So watch what the guy says. The guy with with his weapon right there. Watch.
You got dirty black skin, bro. You got dirty black skin according to Vocab.
That's not what he meant, and you know it. Stop misrepresenting him. That's bearing false witness.
I didn't even know Josh knew about that controversy. He busted out, bro. I'm like, all right, bro.
Outside.
You know what's crazy? Wait, pause it for a second.
This is in the video. Go ahead, bro. Go ahead. Hey, go
If
ahead.
Alazar or Deacon Akab misrepresent you, right? Let's say if they theoretically misrepresent you, they will.
It's not theoretical, but go ahead.
No. Okay, yeah. When they misrepresent you or me or whoever, isn't it funny that their camp members will then start parroting the claims? Okay. Oh, there's Shabar.
Yes, he is back. Go ahead. Let me mute you for a second here, bro, Shabar. But go ahead, bro. But you're on. We want to hear what you have to say, Shabar. But go ahead, Faithful.
Shabar, real quick, man. True or false, right? It seems to be the case that if Alazar or Deacon make up a claim on someone, everybody else in the camp will just repeat the claim. Some of them don't even know what's really going on, but they just repeat it because, hey, you got to defend your camp member. Or, if he says something, your opponent, you got to make your opponent look bad. So therefore,
yes. Let me give you the example
rhetoric.
of that. That's when I got flipped off. So I didn't play this part, but here's what happened. I don't know if this part's recorded. So Faithful, he says, and you made more slander. So after we dealt with the pulling guns on people, then what happened is he says, and here's another slander. So he had all these insults he had to discuss with me, these oughts, before we could discuss Isaiah 19. And notice he said we're going to get to Isaiah 19, and we never did. So here was the other ought he had against me. It was, well, you said that there's a video Sakari members have to watch, and they have to pay $100 to watch. I never said any such thing. He was combining 2 or 3 different things I had said into one thing that I had never said. And so when he said that, 4 of the guys on the side said, yeah, that's right, you said that. And I was like, it clicked. It was just this weird moment where I turned to them and I said, none of you have ever seen a video where I said that. And the reason is because I knew I never said that. I said, you guys all watched the same video of some Sakari guy saying Vocab said that and literally just all repeated it as if you knew for your own self. And then when I asked him, I said, which one of you out of this crowd, because you just said I saw it, saw a video where I said out of my own mouth, there's a video that you have to pay $100 to watch. And none of them raised their hand, but that one guy did this. Like that, right? As a response, but they didn't answer. Now, if one of them had seen me say that, guess what?
What is it, like high school insulting? Is that like, oh no, not even high school, like middle school, like what is this?
Middle school, middle finger. I mean, this is not a mature group, and yet they're walking around with weapons, right? So this dude does that, but no one answered it. Now, if one of them had seen the video where I said such a thing, they would have raised their hand. That's how the tithing discussion came up. I wasn't even bringing up tithing. It's so wild. The 2 things he approach to not discuss Isaiah 19 were much worse for Sakari to discuss: the tithing situation, and now we know that Alazar gives to his own Cash App that no one else has access to, and also the gun situation, which we saw him lie because the guy never pulled out anything, all to avoid Isaiah 19. Congratulations, you played yourself. All right, Shabar, let's see what you want to say, brother. I know you've been in and out, but we're winding down.
Yeah.
We got more for next Sunday. Or the next, I'm not sure which Sunday we're going to do it next, but I got so much to show you guys. But go ahead, bro.
Yeah, it was the same thing with me when I left the camp. He made up some erroneous statement that, so when I left the camp, so mind you, what was crazy was I left. And when I left, I went to go debate on the Lions Den that everybody could have salvation. So people already knew I was in Sakari. So the question was, why are you debating that everybody can have salvation? We all know that you were in Sakari. What happened? So I made a statement And I still have the clip. I said, Sakari, those my brothers. We good. Everything's cool. It was just some questions that I had that they couldn't really answer for me. So I left. When I said that, Alazar put out a no contact order. He said that I had slandered them. I lied and said that they didn't believe in the Bible, in the book of Acts. Now, this is what he did. I did make some statements like that. But when he reiterated why he put out the order, he kind of threw some things in there based upon some things that I said after he lied on me. So when I left, he said I slandered them, and I told the elder Mashiach Sharala that they didn't believe in the Bible. And I'm like, wow, that's crazy, because your law says, and you're supposed to be a high priest, says you're supposed to bring that witness up in the council, and we're supposed to discuss these matters. So when he slandered and lied on me, everybody in the camp did the same thing. So now everybody in the camp is saying I'm a liar, not to talk to me, and they're holding the same energy that Alazar has against me for no reason, simply because the doctrine's off. So everybody in that community came against me following Alazar. Y'all all bore false witness on me and slandered and manipulated and lied on me just because some man, like he told me, is trying to protect his organization, right? So that's crazy, man. That's crazy. That's just an example of how far those things could get. So now y'all want to lay hands and put hands on somebody that y'all call y'all brother.
That's what makes it dangerous, Shabar. Yeah. Is it's like if we misquote them. Let's say we do it on purpose or an accident, because both things can happen. Let's say, when I say we, I mean someone who's a Christian apologist or anything like that, right? Although I would say, why would you do it on purpose, right? But let's say we get something they say wrong or something like that. It's not going to create a situation where Christians are going to go attack them or want to be physical or be violent, because that's not how we operate, right? The weapons of our warfare are spiritual, not carnal, right? This is what Scripture says, 2 Corinthians 10, Ephesians 6. So we know that. And so there's no, we're not also controlling our people that we influence. I would not deny for a second that there's people in the live chat who I influence by, and I try to take that very serious, right? But they don't follow me mindlessly. That is not the case. I'm not running an organization. They're not required to do anything. I can't excommunicate. It is certainly different. Now, they do have that kind of thing, and they do have that kind of power. Where you notice, imagine this. I just want everyone to stop and think about this. In the middle of a conversation, a text message order came through that said, stop talking to him. As soon as he saw it, he stopped talking to me. There was no delay. Now, I got him back in a little conversation just because, he's still a human being, and we talked a little bit more about Star Wars and stuff. But it was immediate. What if the text message said, tell someone to knock Vocab out? Point to one of the brothers when you're leaving and knock Vocab out. Grab a water bottle and throw it at them. I'm trying to say something more trivial. That's not really probably what they would do, right? Or everybody run up on Vocab. Let's say that was the text message and said. Do you think that man would have said no? Or what do you think we'd have done?
Right, he would have had to either be loyal or get dismissed.
He would have done.
The question is, how loyal are you?
Yep, he would have done exactly what Alazar told him to do. And that's why this cult is incredibly frightening. And we saw it. Understand, and not only that, they carry firearms, and we've seen them pull it on people unjustifiably and then lie about it afterwards. This is a scourge within Hebrew Israelism. Sakari is a scourge for people who say they're Bible students, a scourge in the cities they are in. And so this is why we got to do Sakari Review Sunday. Honestly, if they would have never went after my family the way they did, I don't know if we'd be doing Sakari Review Sundays. But the fact is they did, and now we are. Faithful to God, final words, and then Shabar, you got final words.
Yeah, man. I mean, at this point, I'm not even surprised by Sakari, man. I mean, this is the kind of stuff that one expects from them, spin doctoring, just projecting.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it is what it is, man. Just keep them in prayer, man. Keep them in prayer for the salvation of their souls, that Lord willing, one day they'll come out of that deception like those of us who were formerly beguiled by that doctrine did, and that they'll come to know Christ as Lord and Savior truly, or should I say, Jesus Christ, who they ignorantly refer to as Yahushua, even though Yahushua is a distorted version of Jesus Christ. But keep them in prayer, y'all. And yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it. Shout out to you, Vocab. Shout out to Shabar. Check out my YouTube channel. I have refutations of Sakari. That's faithful to God. And that's pretty much it.
Sub to the channel. Mishael Vidvlaya says, be careful, Vocab. Let me say this. I appreciate the concern, Mishael, but my answer to you is no. I'm not going to be careful. I'm not going to be safe, and I'm not going to be careful. But I do appreciate the concern. So thank you. Listen to Matt Ricks. Who's more Jim Jones-ish? You or Alazar? Pots calling kettles. Imagine, hey, Faithful, imagine you're in the middle of your debate with Tazaryak, and I text you, stop talking to him right now. Like you would be like, oh, okay, whoa, I'm under orders. Imagine if I told Shabar, hey, you came up out of Sakari, but now, brother, you gotta come up out that 10%, man. Every time you're on my show, bro, you better come up out that 10%, man. You gotta hook me. What?
You might as well. You was paying him.
Yeah, might as well. Hey, but just change, might as well, bro. When it's actually the opposite. We had our super chatters break you off. You know what I'm saying? There's a difference. So it's crazy that Matt Ricks is trying to tell me who's more Jewish.
Hey, and Vocab,
What's
if
up?
we ever fell out, Lord forbid, right?
Yeah.
Would you ever be, hey man, at least I fed you every time you came on the show.
Nope. Nah,
I
I'm
thought you were supposed to be a cheerful giver.
Yeah, no, that's for real, because you know what? I've had falling outs with certain people, and there's things, because when you're friends, there's things I knew about them or that they had said or did, and that I even would have evidence for, and I never revealed it about that person. I would never do that to them. It's an ungodly way to function. I never did that, and I wouldn't do that. But it's crazy that they function this way. Whew. Any other final words? Shout out to everyone in the live chat. Thank you very much for joining, and we'll do a more Sakari Sunday review. The videos for this exchange will be coming out slowly but surely. But man,
Yeah, I just feel like brothers gotta just keep the brothers in prayer, keep the Sakari in prayer, because more people will come out. It's been revealed to me in the spirit that people are currently coming out that camp. I think somebody recently had just left. I have a lot of people would be hitting me up. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna keep a track record of people that's leaving these camps, and I'm gonna make like a board, and I'm gonna give updates when people are just like coming up out of these things, and hopefully we can get brother, because when people leave the camps, they don't necessarily lead a doctrine. So, Lord willing, we can get them to get up out that doctrine too, because some people lead a camp for disagreements and they'll still hold on to it. And they didn't really leave because the Most High gave them a revelation that it's folly all up in there. So, yeah, we need to get hey, real quick, one more thing. You know how the Hebrew Israelites make this thing about there was a scattering of God's people, and they say, show me anybody that got scattered throughout the earth. Hey, during the time of Babel, Tower of Babel, weren't they all under one language and one accord?
Yeah, monolingual. Yeah, monolingual, and then they got scattered.
And they got scattered.
Yeah. Woo. Yeah, and there are other examples throughout history. For example, the Assyrians. If you study the Assyrian people, there's something called the Assyrian diaspora, and the word Holocaust was actually invented because of what the Muslim Turks did to the Assyrians. Now, it was also Armenians and Greeks, but the Assyrians bore quite a heavy burden, quite a heavy burden. I've done some programs on that, so even that's not even accurate. And they still don't have a home country to this day. They're in Chicago, they're in San Jose, they're in the UK, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But yeah. Hey, thank you for joining, Faithful. Shabar, everyone subscribe to these brothers' channels.
Yes, sir.
Follow them on social media.
Yeah, Shabar for Truth. Shabar for Truth. That's the YouTube page, Shabar for Truth. They got all the cuts, me debating a lot of these camp leaders. So if y'all want to catch up on some of them breakdowns, y'all can hit that page up too.
And everyone be ready and aware when we do stuff like this. It is not a game. Yes. The devil does not like this. And so we know the repercussions. We don't think it's a game. We know that they will come after us in every way imaginable. And that's just a reality. And we just have to be prepared. That's a fact. We can't prevent it. It is what it is. But we have to be aware it's serious business. And so we understand that. So it's not a YouTube game. We're not playing around. We'll have fun trying to do it. But we know how real and how serious it is. And we see the kind of people we're dealing with Sakari. We understand that. But what would the Lord have us do? Give up and ignore the scourge in our cities? Give up and ignore the scourge all over the internet? And I'm talking specifically about Sakari. No, he wouldn't. He would have us expose the works of darkness. And with that, thank you for joining Street Apologists Live.
Turn your radio up. Whoa. Radio time. Whoa. You're now listening to Street Apologists. Street Apologists. Street Apologists. Street Apologists. Street Apologists. Street Apologists. Street Apologists.